Headlines is presented by CALVO'S Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Cars Plus kick off our holidays by supporting the Make-A-Wish Jingle Rock Virtual Run. Visit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Guam and CNMI Facebook page for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Ahead on Primetime, Public Health wraps up 4 days of vaccination clinics for the Manumku. Plus, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Admiral John Manoni have signed off on a new programmatic agreement. Mr. Lecanto has that story coming up. And before the year ends, the governor puts pen to paper, signing several bills into law.
Hafa and good evening. After hundreds of the island's most vulnerable jumped at the opportunity to get vaccinated, Public Health PIO Janela Carrera says the recent turnout of Manumku prompted Public Health to extend the vaccine clinic. Here's more.
We had a really great turnout Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And actually it was Tuesday night when we decided to add the 4th day. When we saw that large, massive turnout on Tuesday, we realized that, our Manumku really want to get the vaccine. And so we decided, we've got this great momentum going. We know that our Manumku really want to get vaccinated, and we don't want to be turning them away.
Nearly 2,000 Manumku and healthcare professionals have been vaccinated in the past 3 days of the vaccination clinics, with days 1 to 3 being pretty overwhelming to say the least. Day 4, however, didn't have quite the same amount of buzz, but instead of breaking down canopies, Public Health took the opportunity to vaccinate other groups in the Phase 1 category. Carrera says they've got some logistics to sort out in the new year.
January 7th is the first day for the healthcare professionals. We have to start planning for that. We realize that we may not have Ukadu High School as a venue. So we are looking at the possibility of the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse as a venue. And so we have to, of course, start planning on logistically how the operations will flow.
While all the planning is taking place, Carrera says community mass testing will make its return next week.
We're actually going to have one next week, Monday and Tuesday at GCC. It's going to be from 10 to 12 noon. So from 9 to 10 will actually be for GCC, but from 10 to 12 it'll be open to the public and it'll be at GCC.
The Department of Public Health will be releasing the finalized information for community mass testing to include where to park, what to expect, and how many tests will be allocated. Visit KUAM.com to stay up to date.
The antibody treatment known as RegenCov2 from the pharmaceutical company Regeneron has made its way here. Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas says the treatment could play a key role in keeping our hospitalizations down. Here's more.
As vaccination is expected to continue well into mid-next year, the Guam Memorial Hospital is making sure they cover all their bases in the meantime. Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas confirms they've received the polyclonal antibody treatment from Regeneron about 2 weeks ago.
The doctors needed to go through the protocols first, review them, and make sure that, they're okay with it. And so they've approved now the protocol.
The antibody treatment garnered recognition as a 2-part antibody cocktail administered to President Donald Trump during his brush with the coronavirus this past October and was later granted emergency use authorization on November 21st. Now that doctors have approved the protocols for GMH to administer the treatment, Posada says it's the doctor's call on when to roll the treatment out.
It's all the doctors, depending on the doctor's prescription of it, ordering of it. As much as the doctors in the emergency room, when these individuals come in, when they do their assessment, unfortunately, the patients the individuals that come into the emergency room, they're sick, they're quite sick, that they don't then meet the criteria. They need to be hospitalized, and so therefore they don't, qualify for the antibodies.
Regeneron is yet another antibody treatment that GMH has on standby in addition to bamlanivimab. And because these antibody treatments are meant to be administered to those not in dire need of hospitalization, Posada says it's a good idea to get the clinics involved in administering the treatment.
I don't know if the PAG, the Physician Advisory Group, if they discussed this, that maybe out in the community clinics, because they see those individuals who are not too sick to need the hospital. So maybe that will be the venue.
According to Posadas, GMH received 10 doses of the antibody treatment. Up north in the CNMI, over 2,700 Saipan residents have been vaccinated. Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation CEO Esther Muñoz says plans are moving forward to begin vaccinations in Rota and Tinian.
For vaccines for Tinian, we're going to start with Tinian. There is about 200 individuals that we will be vaccinating within either next week or the following week. We're working with the mayor office to basically roll it out. And once we get more Moderna, we only received about 400 doses actually, so we are going to be using the first dose and the second dose. And then we will, when we get more, we will also go to Rota. And it's still within our plan. We were looking at mid-January to start it.
Aside from frontliners, healthcare workers, and the elderly, CNMI Governor Ralph Torres was also vaccinated.
The day I got it on Saturday. The next day is when I felt the discomfort. Again, nothing alarming. In fact, I was telling everyone that I got the flu shot a month and a half ago. That was worse than this vaccine. So again, absolutely nothing. No flu, no coughing, no sneezing. And so, yes, I'm good.
The COVID case count in the CNMI is 122 total infections since March. Last night, the Joint Information Center reports that there are 15 new COVID-19 cases out of the 339 tests performed on Tuesday. Guam's current coronavirus case count since mid-March is now at 7,308, with 121 deaths, 169 active cases, and 7,018 recoveries. There are currently 15 COVID patients hospitalized, with 3 patients in the ICU and 2 of those patients on ventilator support. Guam's CAR score is now at 0.6. Units with the Guam Fire Department rescued a 74-year-old female hiker early this morning. A call came into the E911 center at around 7:30 a.m. reporting an injured hiker in the Seti Bay area. Rescue units were able to make their way to the hiker and get to the trailhead where a GFD ambulance was standing by. According to GFD spokesperson Kevin Riley, the patient was transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital at 10:22 a.m. Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
Our service at Guam Behavioral and Wellness Center, which operates our children's division, also known as IFAMAGINTA, is absolutely critical this time of the year. Social distancing is something that is different and it's new and it's causing a lot.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, CALVO'S Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the island. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Enjoy honey sesame chicken breast at Panda Express. Be the sweetness. Be the freshness. Be the crispy tender sesame seed perfection. That's how you find your sweet spot. Have it delivered from Panda Express today.
Agania Shopping Center.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
The Guam Police Department is seeking assistance to locate 36-year-old Jerome Camacho Cruz, also known as Anthony Cruz. Cruz is wanted for questioning by police in connection to an aggravated assault complaint that occurred in Tamuning. According to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau, Cruz is considered dangerous and should not be approached. He was last seen along Swamp Road in Dedido. He's described as having black hair with brown eyes, weighing 165 pounds and standing at 5 foot 4 inches. Cruz frequently visits Swamp Road and Ordat Chalampago. If you have any information on Cruz, call GPD dispatchers at 472-8911 or submit a tip anonymously at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. 25-year-old Ronat Chitaro was wanted by police for the fatal stabbing of Arthur Wackhook, and several individuals who aided him in hiding from GPD have been arrested.
More arrests are made for hindering apprehension of prime suspect Ronat Chitaro. Chitaro faces murder charges for the death of Arthur Wackhook. The incident occurred midday on December 8th. However, Chitaro was wanted for questioning and was located on Christmas Day. As we reported, he was found with 28-year-old Mathina Ataput at a residence along Swamp Road in Dedido. Ataput was arrested for hindering apprehension, as were multiple other individuals. According to a GPD press release on December 29th, the following were arrested for hindering apprehension. 25-year-old male Tyson Johnny Talu, he was booked and released. 28-year-old female Arsina Opich, she was booked and released. 24-year-old male John Emnis Kelly was arrested for hindering apprehension, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and a warrant of arrest. Kelly was booked and confined at the Department of Corrections. Additionally, through the course of the investigation and search for Chitaro, GPD Special Investigations Section and Federal Task Force detectives arrested 2 more men. 28-year-old Scott Marcos Saram was arrested for the following offenses: purchase and possession, use or carry of a firearm without a valid identification, unregistered firearms, concealed firearms without a valid identification. And 29-year-old A.K. Ati was arrested for purchase or possession, use or carry of firearms without valid identification, and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. Both men were booked and confined at DOC. GPD adds all individuals confined at DOC were tested by GPD personnel for COVID-19 and had negative results. The case has been forwarded to the Office of the Attorney General for prosecution. Chitaro's next court appearance has been set for January 5th.
55-year-old Jimmy Perez Manabusan, also known as Jimmy Peter Manabusan, was arrested and charged for first-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony and 2 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. According to court documents, a victim told police that during Easter break in 2018, she awoke to Manabusan on top of her. The victim was 12 years old during the alleged incident. The victim alleged Manabusan had sexually assaulted her on other occasions. Another victim alleged that Manabusan had also sexually assaulted her in August of this year. The victim alleged Manabusan led her to a room, pulled down her blouse, and touched her. He also allegedly made her pinky swear not to tell anyone. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Admiral John Menoni have signed off on a new programmatic agreement which guides the protection of historic and culturally significant sites during military training and testing. Adelup says it improves on an agreement signed in 2009, but is only the first in a series of renegotiations that are planned. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Acting State Historic Preservation Officer and Governor Senior Advisor Carlotta Leon Guerrero says one of the most significant improvements is that it allows more input from local experts.
This is saying that we want people from our community, traditional practitioners that we know that are subject matter experts to us, to be able to come in and have eyes on the situation.
It also mandates cultural sensitivity training for military personnel and contractors as developed by the SHPO. But this new agreement is just one of 4 between GovGuam and the military. The others govern DoD impact on cultural and historical sites on the Naval Base, Anderson, and construction related to the new Marine base.
We're going to look at all of them and see what we learned from this one, what we can add, or when we look at the other agreements, what we need to amend or take out.
Leon Guerrero concedes that this newly signed agreement, which took 2 years, was probably the least complicated. The most complex is the one governing marine relocation construction. Public concerns were previously raised over the firing range on Northwest Field and an ancient village on the Marine base proper.
I think that we're going to get used to being actively engaged. I would say aggressively, actively engaged. I don't know how to put that, but we're going to be meeting with each other quite a bit.
But in her long experience in dealing with DOD, she gives the current military leadership credit.
It's really come a long way, and this working together. And I think what I think is important is that the military they really conveyed it to me. They really want to work well with the governor and the government of Guam.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
More primetime coming up. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
It takes all of us to protect Guam. Join the Guam Visitors Bureau in our social media campaign series aimed to protect our island and each other in this COVID-19 era. Participate in the Protect Guam movement by wearing your mask, showcasing Guam's heroes, staying active, and downloading the Guam COVID Alert app. Post and share your content with us, use the hashtag ProtectGuam, and you could win $100. It's that simple. Check out visitguam.com for details. Let's reclaim our lives, our economy, and our tourism industry.
As the 35th Guam legislature winds down and will be replaced by a new body on Monday, Governor Lulian Guerrero has taken action on remaining legislation. She signed 11 bills into law, vetoed one measure, and allowed another to lapse into law without her signature. Here's a recap.
Some of the more consequential new laws signed by the governor include Senator Regine Bisco-Lee's bill to ban the sale or distribution of disposable carryout bags by retailers and wholesalers. The ban was originally supposed to take effect January 1st of 21, but the Chamber of Commerce and the Women's Chamber pushed for a delay to December 31st to allow businesses more time to adjust and deplete their remaining bag inventory. The governor also signed a bill by Speaker Tina Barnes that requires the Revenue Tax Department to issue a request for proposal which would allow a private third-party vendor to enforce tobacco taxes. In her transmittal letter, the governor said it would ensure that government continues to carry out its duty to regulate and tax while also relying on outside technical expertise and assistance. But critics of the measure said handing over tax enforcement to a private party is a violation of the Organic Act, which states the government alone has the authority to tax. The governor allowed Senator Lee's bill to provide local pandemic relief payments of $800 to individuals and $1,600 to couples to become law without her signature. She writes in her transmittal letter that, quote, an authorization to transfer money from funds that are shortchanged already is tantamount to an empty promise. Finally, the governor's lone veto was Senator Luis Muñoz's bill to authorize the use of mental treatments for patients with advanced illnesses. The governor says she, quote, simply could not agree to allow access to unapproved drugs so early in their development to the most fragile members of our community. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The 35th legislature did pass one final bill yesterday to allow the airport authority to refund its bonds to cover operational costs. The governor had called senators into a special session to address the bill and is expected to sign it. It's the night to celebrate the end of 2020 and the beginning of a new year. It's New Year's Eve and the Guam Police Department is reminding the community to follow the executive order. Designate a sober driver, fireworks are prohibited, and refrain from discharging firearms. GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao says there's one New Year tradition they continue to try and break.
Once 11:59 rolls in, that's when we start hearing from the northern to the southern end, discharging of firearms. So, if we can exercise caution, if we can understand the importance of, each and every community member's safety. We ask again, for them to, the registered gun owners to refrain from celebrating in that manner.
It's illegal to discharge firearms within a residential area, and due to COVID-19, there are other adherences to follow. This includes fireworks, social gatherings of 15 or more, and a capacity on indoor and outdoor establishments.
We've been tracking some events that are going to be happening. There are no fireworks, so there's no. This year has been really unprecedented, and it's been a challenging year for everybody. So let's focus on what's important and really keeping those that we love close to us, and celebrating and bringing in the new year the right way.
Celebrate responsibly, have a sober driver, practice social distancing, wear your mask, and wash your hands. Stick around. Up next, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts.
COVID has made this a very challenging time for everyone. You are not alone. We are here for you in all walks of life. We are Mangai Ham, a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Seasoned curly fries with triple cheese and bacon or chili cheese. Try my sauced and loaded fries. It's pretty delicious.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
On the last day of the year, it is a happy birthday to 4 extremely special Guamanians. And so we say, happy birthday to Ken Shanko. Happy blessed birthday, Daddy Ken. We're so blessed to have you in our lives. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness on your special day, with many more to come your way. We hope your day is as awesome as you are. Love, hugs, and kisses from the entire family. Also, happy birthday number 4 to Dax Chaco. We love you, says your adoring family, who loves you, each and every one of them. Princeton John Tunkep Cruz, Happy New Year and happy birthday. We love you to the moon and back. Hope you have an awesome day. God bless you. Love your sisters, Peyton, Paige, and Ella. And they give you not one, but 2 heart emojis. And Arissa J. Kett, happy birthday number 4 to you from Mommy Asnin, Daddy Emmanuel, Brother Keone, Nino Jesse, and family and friends. And they say they love you. We hope each and every one of you has a happy new year. Please be safe, be smart, be respectful to others, be healthy, but also be happy, because it is your birthday all day long.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching from all of us here at KUAM. Happy New Year and good night.